And so come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down. We got a Sunday puzzle to jump into, and I just got back from the Gam family Weingut, which is in the Franken region here in this part of Bavaria, about 2 hours south of us, and beyond Nuremberg, I think is how we anglicize that. I mean, I honestly don't really feel like I know anymore, but wonderful experience. And so I've got some sparkling dry white in the wine fridge on its way to chilling, along with a bottle of Merlot from them, and we will have those over the next couple of days. It'll be kind of nice. I also took some video, so I'll be processing that, and I'll share that with you. But there's very few wineries in this region of Bavaria where we live here in northern Bavaria. It's just too cold, really, by and large. But getting down south there, that was really cool. It was something else. And so a shout out to my friend Armin for taking me today. What a wonderful guy, right? So the Merriam-Webster word of the day is sonorous, and it's just a loud sound that is actually appealing, deep, loud, and pleasant. I can think of so many different things to include orchestral performances and you name it, right? So just one of those fantastic words. And one of those words when I'm doing the spelling bee every day that I kind of wish that I would just keep at the top of my mind, especially when I have an SONRU. And that would be good. Speaking of another one that I could have just used the other day, saxicling. This is from dictionary.com. This is it means living or growing among rocks, which is a lot of stuff here in Germany, right? I mean, like all over the place, right? But saxicling, what a fantastic word. I think I could probably do something really cool with that metaphorically too. Like, well, I feel like my saxicling existence here among you, stoneheads, you rocks, you just growing up with a bunch of people here that are nothing, just the density of bricks in their brains or something, right? If you wanted to be mean, but no one wants to be mean, but it would be kind of a good thing to have at the ready, just in case it's necessary. So let's hop in here to our grid. So it has just been a long weekend, and honestly, I'm looking forward to tomorrow so we can get kind of back to normal. So, as odd as that sounds. So we have a John Kugelman construction today, which means that we probably got a really good grid on our hands. Again, more crossword royalty here, constructor royalty for sure. Very excited about this. So let's hop on into it. Let's see what we got. All too wise, huh? Oh, wow, that's a big puzzle. Okay, well, it hits me every Sunday. Like, I know they're big, but then it opens up. I'm like, oh. Yeah, something like that, right? Okay, so classic target of a troll. No idea. See, surreptitiously loops in for short. Could be BCCs, maybe. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. So an ID on a credit check could be a social security number. Let's see what we got here for troubles. Maybe, what do you think? Ills? Classic target of a troll. Low fat could be lean. And, yeah. What do you think? Maybe a billy goat here. Hard to understand. Sailor who drinks only the finest grog. So I'm going to go and put in ills. I feel like that might, not an anchor just yet. I think BCCs, I think this might line up for us here. Classic target of a troll. I'm going to go and put in a billy goat, I guess. Well, it's not feeling like it just belongs for some reason. I don't know why. Las Americas, perhaps. So I feel like many months could be years. So I feel like we have a pretty good anchor set here with billy goat, BCCs, ills, lean, loss, and years. So I think we can relax a little bit. Hard to understand, maybe. What do you think? Clear as mud? Death. I don't know. That's something. I'm not sure what that could be. Light rebukes could be tuts versus the deeper, more lasting scar tissue inducing tisks. So there's a tut and then there's a tisk. Yeah, something like that might be right. Stockpile could be to amass. And I had an espresso on my way that I got at some little bitty podunk gas station, and I mean, really, it did not set well. Like it just made me feel jittery. I had one espresso before I left the house. Then I had a double at this gas station. I usually can have 4 in the day, but right now I feel like I drank an entire pot of espresso or something. It's awful. Donnie or Marie, and I think that's Osmond. Now, I'd be honest with you, I don't know that I've ever had to spell the last name. So I'm going to go with Osmond. It's probably Osmond for all I know. I have no idea. Okay, so venues like New York City's Stonewall Inn. I do believe that is a gay bar. So we'll make that plural. And bridges could be spans. Otherwise, we've got a pretty gettable, so far anyway, the fill seems gettable. He was a Rolling Stone and a Motown classic, and that would be Papa. And managed to lose as a tail. Oh, I don't know. Shake. Official hand gesture of Hawaii would be a shaka. Or what we always say is a hang loose, Game with players known as shooters, and I do believe we're talking craps. Alternative to kale could be chard, and actor Affleck when he needs a nap. I'm gonna go with the shard here, and the 4,765-year-old Methuselah is one. Isn't that a tree? I think I've read about this. Don't think I've seen it. Actor Affleck when he needs a nap. I mean, if I had to guess, maybe a cranky Casey? It's Casey Affleck, I think. Oolong or Lapsang Souchong. These are teas from China. Maybe Chinese tea? Yeah, that doesn't just instill a lot of confidence, in a solver, right? Like, wow, I think that'll fit. That's technically what they are, but is that what we're looking for? I don't know. Places, everyone. Hybrid sport played with a trampoline-like net. No idea. Press coverage could be ink. So, yeah, I really do not know what this is. Cryptographer's needs. It could be keys, I guess. We could put keys in there. Keys would probably work. Sound. It could be anything. I mean, anything. Wow. Flies the coop. Maybe escapes. Oh, there's a little intrigue. There's a little intrigue for us. Escapes. I've never even heard of this. Hybrid sport played with a trampoline-like net. I guess I'll be looking this up if I ever figure out what it is, if it doesn't hem us up, and it surely might. Knitted cap. I think we do have a cranky Casey. Maybe I should have just been bold and put it on in there like I sometimes do. But today, I don't know. Espresso's messed up my everything. I'm just messed up. So knitted cap could be a beanie. And so sound could be sane. So we're not talking about a body of water like the Puget Sound. We're not talking about, noise. We're not talking about safe. We're talking about sane, a sound mind and body. And so, bewildered could be at sea. La Vie en Rose singer would be Edith Piaf. I am a huge fan of her work. Martial artist Bruce. Okay, well, that's it for anybody that's getting in here. So I think we might have places could be Lay's. So I think this might be a spike ball. Never heard of spike ball in my life. Not once in my life have I ever heard of spike ball. I've spiked the ball. But that's about it. So I guess this would be the pine. So the 65-year-old Methuselah is a pine. If we're wrong, I'm going to be thinking we're wrong in here somewhere because I don't know anything about spike balls or pine trees. I'm not sure about Cranky Casey. I'm fairly certain we're talking about Chinese tea, though. It became real as bad news. Poses. I don't know. Maybe sank in. Did this sank in on us? Poses. Axe, maybe? Pigpen could be a sty. I don't know. I don't know what that is. So, crudely built shack could be a shanty. And, disgusting in tot speak. I don't know. How sad. You actually think you can win? As an example. Macbeth or Macduff would be a Scot. C95 down. Common 110 across. Stressor. Okay. Present opener. How about omnipresent? Omni is a good way to open present. Omnipresent. Let's see. So this looks like it could be acne. And that would stress a teen. Bygone iPhone button, I guess home. Yeah. Gosh, I haven't seen that in a while. I do have one of these. Purchased at a flea market. I thought it'd be kind of cool to have an iPhone 6. It's one of those iPhones that I never had. Seems like I maybe just started carrying an iPhone with an iPhone 8. Feels like I did. Like I held on to my BlackBerry as long as I could. It was the only thing in my life that wasn't Macintosh. I've since fallen in love, but I thought, oh, this would be kind of fun. Maybe as a backup for vocals or something, you know? Maybe I could record my voice on this thing. But you know what? Whoever sold it to somebody or had it stolen from them never took it off their account, so I can't unlock it. So there it is. Got the name of the person on there. I've tried to find them on Facebook. Like, hey, I have your phone. If it was stolen, you can have it. Or if you didn't, if it wasn't stolen, could you unlock it? You know? Nothing. So I don't know what's going on with with any of this here today, with any of our italics. I'm assuming the theme clues. Disgusting in tot speak. And I really don't know what poses is. Maybe like a question. Maybe you could ask. Yeah, I'm going to pose a question. Anyone asks, perhaps. So, suspicious absence from school. Snuggle. Okay, if it's in tot speak, looks like this could be maybe an icky. And if that's icky, then our snuggle could be to canoodle. Ad council spots for short would be public. PSAs. Let's see. So put that in there. So that gives us what? Suspicious absence from school. Maybe fishy. Are we talking like a school of fish? I have no idea. Sports journalist Linda. I think that's Cone. Hi-yo or hi-ho silver? I don't honestly know. Pop icon with a best Actress Award. If I could turn back time. Does she have an EGOT? Does she also have a Tony? And an Emmy, I wonder? I don't know. Is it just that she's got all of these Grammys or something like that and an Oscar? I mean, that's pretty cool, too. I don't know. Polynesian staple would be poi. Is it hi-yo silver or is it hi-ho silver? I do not know. But suspicious absence from school could be fishy something. So it'd be hi-yo silver. I don't know. For some reason, I can't hear it. You said hi-yo? I thought it was hi-ho too. But I think it's all... off to work we go. Bum, 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 hi-ho. Hi-yo silver. Yeah, I do not know. But I think it might be hi-yo silver because we got a fishy here to go with suspicious absence from school. So TV journalist Kotbe, this would be Hoda. And what's up, Doc? Said, voiced by the man of 1,000 voices, Mel Blanc himself. What wavy lines in comic strips represent could be odors. Okay, let's see. Some memes of the 2000s. I'm assuming we're talking about LOL cats. I don't even know that I've ever seen one of those. You know, I mean, I'm all about the fun stuff. Give me fun any day of the week. Childish fun even. Fine, 8-year-old jokes and stuff, fine, But I don't know. I'm just not a big meme historian or something. And, I don't know. Purple fruit with a distinctive inner shape. Okay. Move around and around. So cocky what? Unlike a cover abbreviation. Maybe an original. We're gonna do ORIG maybe. Let's check it. Rapper with a feline sounding name. Are we talking about Tyga? I think we're talking about Tyga. All right, so Creole staple, gonna go with okra. And again, it's not that I don't like it, it's just that I don't like it. So disgusting in tot speak. I guess we're talking about icky poo. Vex could be to irk. So how sad. You actually think you can win? As an example. Move around and around could be to stir, and that would make this cocky pity. And I guess we're shooting for a cockpit, but we've added wise, and the name of the grid is all too wise, so all too wise. Chest muscles for short, pecs. So, all too wise, as in two of the letter Y. Huh. Cocky pity. Okay. Okay, I think I kind of get it. So we're putting two Y's in, maybe? So purple fruit with a distinctive inner shape. I mean, is this a star apple? I've had a star fruit. Those were pretty good, actually. Not very sweet. Actually, kind of yummy. Extra, I don't know, wise guys. Yeah, let's see. Southwestern culinary fusion. I don't know. Tex-Mex? Cal-Mex? Can't think of anything else Southwestern. Is this an X here? In which actors barely go through the motions. If that is an X, then maybe sex scenes? We've had long conversations about that. Like, hey, sweetheart, what if I got a role in a movie and, I got like, $3 million to do it, but I had to have a nudie scene with, I don't know, name your actress. We've had long discussions. The reason, and it's just funny because there's no chance what are the odds that I'm going to be in any movie ever? And much less in a sex scene, you know what I mean? Like, it was just kind of a waste of time discussion. But at least I know where we stand on this. I know how she feels about it. If I'm making $3 million, you better get your clothes off and get it going there, all right? Because we got money. We got money to make. It's called honesty. Appreciate that. Effortless ways to advance. We get these really easy clue answer combinations, and then we get this stuff that's like, what? So, barista or barrister? Okay, one's making coffee, one's interpreting the law. I don't know. Job, maybe? Job? Let's go with a job. See what that does to us. Knit could be to join. This round's on me. Okay, yeah, so there we go. And so effortless ways to advance could be buys. For any... I haven't had a chance to see the game recap from TCU playing Colorado. I really want to see it. Need to do that this evening. A locksmith getting stuck in bedroom handcuffs, say? Okay. All right. Something parents may try to limit for their kids, and I'm assuming we're talking about screen time. I was always worried about limiting their screed time. 66, for example, abbreviation, we're talking about Route 66. Close of business, maybe ink. So if we got all two Y's here, I guess this could be steamy irony. A locksmith getting stuck in bedroom handcuffs here, so well... So I'm going to go with a star apple. I don't know that I've ever seen or heard of one before, so I have to look that up as well. Star apple, got to look that up, and spike ball so far. Got to see spike ball and star apples. Extra could be a spare. So I guess we got Calmex here. Let's check our C. Stooge, who said, certainly. And I think that was Curly. Didn't Larry say that too, maybe? I don't know. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Facial reaction. Because these be bug eyes? If so, that would make our wise guys here sages. So that's fun. Driver's warning. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Taps on the snoot. Bonks? Getting bonked on the nose? I don't know. Gimlets and screwdrivers. Well, they're drinks. They could also be tools. Taps on the snoot. I don't know. Half woman, half bird, all attitude? Okay. Global currency market for short. And I think that's the Forex. Got another X here. Those are typically easier for us to check. Benny Hill theme song. That's yakety sax. I had the 45. I'm rather proud of that. I am. Look what I did. Ta-da! So, Eureka Shouter. If you ask me nicely, I may. Singer Rita Ora. Oh, Archimedes. Archimedes. I think I spelled that right. I have no idea what that's going to be going wild. Twists side by side or side to side would be yaws, as in a yaw rate. Something we experience in boats and in airlines. Well, just any aircraft, really. Wild could be amok. So, I don't really know. Wrap up tight could be to swathe. Old-fashioned term of address. I have a clue. Oh dear, there's a my. It's not ma'am, is it? We still say ma'am. I know I do. Old-fashioned, I don't know. Agents, good news. Waffle House alternatives, IHOPs. And you're cramping my style. Cramp my style all you want, but don't harsh my mellow. That's all I ask. Leave my mellow out of it. Huff and puff. Not follow suit in bridge. What is that? Isn't that to revoke or something like that? Twisted do. Could be locks. I think that is. So if that's revoke, this could be vape. Frequent on-screen partner of Hepburn could be Spencer Tracy. So fishy hooky. So instead of a fish hook, we got fishy hooky. Okay. All right. I'm liking it. Suitable for the middle-aged. Probably going to be a worthy here. Garden shelter. I don't know. Discovery of chemist John Dalton, and he discovered the atom, I think, or found the equation that proved it mathematically. I think the atomic equation, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I could very well be mistaken. It's not like I sit around just reading, John Dalton stuff, but I think we do have a revoke. So pain-relieving drug could be Demerol. And evil alter ego of literature. How about Mr. Hyde? Wouldn't it have been Dr. Hyde along with Dr. Jekyll? I mean, do you really lose your medical license if it's just your doppelganger who's doing bad things, but it's still technically you? I don't know. So, well, there went your degree, Mr. Bad Guy. Gratis, maybe no fee. Okay, so suitable for the middle-aged. 40 worthy? 50 worthy? I don't know. If it's 40 worthy, which is what I was first thinking, then that would be my hometown. Is Fort Worth, Texas. If you take the Y's away, Fort Worth. Interesting. Well, we don't know yet. Swiss locale of the annual meeting of the World Economic Forum. Boy, you talk Davos here, right? You talk about a lot of conspiracy theories about that, and I'm like, it's just a bunch of rich dudes getting around talking about money. Man, it's not, I don't really know there's a conspiracy there. Darn it. Dang? I don't know. Don't know. Zilch could be nada. And scorching. Is this over hot? That, I don't know. Let that fill itself in. Suitable for the middle. Yeah, I think we got 40 worthy. So I think my hometown made it in here. I think that's pretty cool. Prominent feature of dubstep music would be its bass lines. And I think we have a bower here, which is interesting for a garden shelter. I typically would be thinking of a any number of things, like some sort of maybe something with a pergola, or something along these lines, a gazebo, right? That's what I would be thinking of, a garden shelter. But a bower works. Yeah, no, we don't want a zero in there. Okay, put the O back in. Put the O. There we go. Why is the 0 and the O so close to each other? That's... let's see. Actor Bill of Barry, and I think that's Bill Hader. Hader's gonna hate. I think we got over hot.
Do you know there's a Bruce Springsteen movie?
There's a Bruce Springsteen movie coming out, Shotzi?
And the bear is playing Bruce Springsteen.
And the bear is playing Bruce Springsteen.
Cool.
I mean, like, as in Jeremy Allen White, the bear?
Yes, as in Jeremy Allen White.
Oh, so he's playing a young Bruce Springsteen. Oh, I get it. Well, that'll be great. I love the Chalamet movie. I love the Elvis movie. I mean, I love it when we get new fresh blood playing, these icons of greatness, right? Bruce Springsteen, boy, talk about a living legend, along with Bob Dylan. I thought Timothy Chalamet did a fantastic job. I just felt like when I heard they were going to be casting the movie for Bob Dylan, I thought Jeremy Allen White. I mean, I really did. Just kind of has this look. But I think Timothy Chalamet pulled it off just fine. I mean, yeah, it was a good movie. I mean, I really enjoyed it anyway. So some non-licensed tributes, maybe fan art. Convenient spot for a cat nap. This is actually a lot of work here. I mean, this is like one of these puzzles. It's just a lot of freaking work. Projectionist's item. How about a film reel? I can see that it'll fit. But I don't know. Vote for. Maybe yay. Who knows? Death defying. Now, I got to tell you, boys and girls, you probably had not heard that before, but that used to be a big thing with announcers when, like, some stunt was getting ready to be performed by some performer. They a death-defying walk across a tightrope, with no net, blah blah blah, this kind of thing. But death-defying was everywhere, kind of like quicksand was in every show. If you grew up if you were a member of Generation X, you dealt with quicksand all the time. So there was like these 2 or 3 things that you could always count on. When a show started kind of losing ratings, before they pulled the plug, they'd always introduce some redheaded cousin Arnold or something, right? There was some little kid with freckles and red hair that would come in. And when he came in everywhere, what was the different strokes, Happy Days. I mean, there's always a cousin Arnold that's going to show up to kind of pick up the ratings. And if that doesn't work, then they'll have some death-defying something going on. So like Fonzie jumping over 14 garbage cans or something. I mean, I don't know, jumping over the sharks or something, whatever. And then, wait a minute, so this is a biker guy from Milwaukee, right? I think that's where Happy Days was set. And all of a sudden, he's out in the ocean, he's skiing with his leather jacket on. Hey. I mean, like, what? Seriously? And we paid attention to it. And we all couldn't wait to see the spinoff Joni and Chachi. That was... And the other thing you could count on was quicksand. Quicksand. So in that order, Cousin Arnold makes a visit, you got some death-defying stunt getting pulled, and then, of course, quicksand. That was always the thing. So just FYI, if you ever decide to watch an old show, expect quicksand and Cousin Arnold to pop in there. I have no idea. I didn't even know where to begin on this one. I mean, it's literally no idea. Sailor who drinks only the finest grog. Okay, so maybe a classy matey. So a classmate. End of level showdown. Sounds like a boss fight to me. And again, it's purely a gamer thing, but I've learned through the years via the crossword. I really have. Vote for, I'm thinking, is a yay. So triangular sign could be to yield. Like wild meat sometimes, yeah, gamey. Yeah. You know, all of the various different things that people talk about what they can do about gamey meat. You read all this stuff in the books and whatnot, you know, oh yeah, you just gotta let it sit and marinate in milk for, you know, overnight or something like that. I mean, all this stuff doesn't work. The point is, it just doesn't taste like beef. You get that in your head, and it doesn't taste like anything. It just tastes like deer meat or whatever it is that you're consuming. So, it's my advice. You try all this other stuff, but I mean, you're just masking it. Just enjoy the flavor. Yeah. Slugger's stats. How about runs batted in? So, 1950s political nickname. I like Ike. And startled cries could be eeks. And do we have a convenient spot for a cat nap? A handy what? Proofreader's mark. How about DALE? Referee's mistake could be a bad call. Boy, I've seen my fair share of those, but we got a handy belly versus a handbell. This is like a handbell, like you're ringing if you want like your servants to bring you another peeled grape or something. I mean, I guess I'm just not familiar with handbells. Are these the ones that you wear on your? Why would you wear? Well, rings on her fingers and a bone, and her bells on her fingers and rings on her toes and a bone through her nose, something like that from Ray Stevens. I can't keep up. Paint carelessly could be to daub, and I don't necessarily believe that could be carelessly. I have often painted with daubs very carefully. Whom Uncle Sam wants for the U.S. Army, and that would be you. I want you. And I felt so amazing when I saw that. Like he wants me. So I joined up. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary. So Portree is the capital of this isle, and I think we're talking about the Isle of Skye. Speaking of the Scots among us, let's see. So is visually striking. Little hellions could be imps. So visually striking could pop, literally pops. Got it. And Wuthering Heights setting is on the moor. Nighttime demons. This would be incubi. And Kindle competitor Nook. Knockoff version of a sweet treat. Wow. Okay, I have no idea. For crying out loud. Prized steed could be an Arab. Before. Latvian capital would be Riga. Before, I guess, a goal. So this looks like it can be an ARG. And honestly, I don't know if I fat fingered something. I just apologize, but I'm not gonna go running through it. We'll just tell the puzzle to tell us where we fat fingered, and we'll just fix it because there's no point. It's Sunday. It'll take forever. So I guess we got a good cop or a goody copy, and I guess goodies are sweet treats, or maybe just a goodie. I don't know. A hoot could be a riot. So let's see. Oh, well, we've got a ways to go yet. I was just assuming we were done. So I'm assuming this is going to be It's a Hit. And yes, I guess I'm not aware that ma'am is an old-fashioned term of address. If you're around the military or anything U.S. government, you're going to be using it. If you're talking to, if you're a layperson, you're talking to a royal or to someone of nobility, yes, mom. No, mom. after you've established, your grace or your majesty, what have you, right? Your royal highness, depending on whom you're talking to. But yeah, milady. But after that, it would just be yes, ma'am. And in the United States military, for sure, you meet a colonel who happens to be a woman, and you are not a colonel. Good morning, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Whatever the case may be. So I really don't know that it's all that, and it's just a contracted form of madam anyway. I don't think anybody says madam anymore. That would be more old-fashioned, I think, right? Mouthy, what is going on? The chiffons, he's so fine. So I guess half woman, half bird, all attitude could be a mouthy harpy versus a mouth harp. And I guess if you tap something on the snoot, you've booped it. I could see me completely being wrong in so many places here because I've never heard some of these words before in my life. So let's just find out. How do we do Bob? Oh, wow. That's impossible. That's literally impossible. So, okay, I'm going to take this as a sign of luck. And I got to learn what a boop is. I thought it was just the last name of Betty. I got to learn about spike ball, whatever this hybrid sport played with a trampoline-like net. Where's the net go? I can't wait to see this. And the other thing I got to look up here, I've got to see what a star apple is. I don't know anything about a star apple. I've had a star fruit, and it was green, and it was literally shaped like a star. I just ate the seeds and everything, and it was really good. But yeah, otherwise, very cleverly constructed. I feel like the other thing I need to look up here is ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. I can't imagine that's old-fashioned. Unless it's just fashioned a long time ago and we're still using it. But when I hear the term old-fashioned, I think of something that is no longer in use. Well, then what is in use now in its place? This inquiring mind wants to know. If you know something about that, let me know. Otherwise, I'm making notes. I got a ma'am, and I got a star apple. I got to know what I'm doing if I boop something. I guess, tapping it on the snout. And I've got to find out more about the spike ball. So I've got these down, something to look up, and we'll just get it done. We'll go from there. It's fantastic. But otherwise, John Kugelman, a little confusing in spots, which is exactly what you want a good grid to do. So as Sundays go, this was a fantastic grid. I'm maybe it was that espresso I had earlier, and I'm just not feeling 100%. Lord knows I usually have my Negroni completely gone at this point, but no, I'm like even nursing a Negroni. There's something wrong with me if that's the case, right? I must not be feeling all that great. Shotzi sitting right behind me. She will attest. I could have the flu back when I got sick and would get the flu like on a yearly or every other year basis. The only thing I could even take, I couldn't drink soup, I couldn't eat food, but I could have scotch. It didn't bother me a bit. So, something's a little off with me today, right? I'm not quite myself, but we'll bring in our Vineyard d'Adieu. And if you're still with us, I just want to ask the question, what is the fruit that I need to look up that I don't understand, never seen before or heard of? If you'll just write it down in the comments below, we'll shoot a decal off to you in the mail. As soon as I see your comment tomorrow when I get home from work and I sit down to do puzzle stuff, I will send you a note, and you can go to the description below and you can send me an email, and I'll be glad to send you a decal. I would love to do that. We got iron-ons and stuff coming soon for t-shirts, etc. They got to go on a white shirt, something like that, a white something or other, but we're getting those out to everybody. I'm just looking forward to having that be the case. So in the meantime, until we see you tomorrow, please take a moment to like, and if you haven't, subscribe, please. It's free. It's free. And you can put a ring on this finger here. There's no ring on that one. There's a ring on this one, but not on that one. So we can make a commitment to each other. And I'll even subscribe back if you have a public channel. In the meantime, try to be nice to strangers. And so, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, arrivederci, And que tengas uno lindo días. Be well out there, everyone. Be safe till we see you tomorrow. Be nice to strangers. And remember that, those thick foreign accents that are very difficult to understand when you're talking to somebody, those are being spoken by very brave, courageous people. Almost always, right? And, remember, it's all in the attitude. There were many times in life where we had no money, but we were never poor. It's all in the mind. Cheers.